this is something called BIS, Bank of International Settlements. And we're going to get a good understanding as to what the Bank of International Settlement is and how it works. So I'm gonna let this video play and we're gonna get an understanding of what BIS is. Maybe you don't know, but you're about to find out. So let's go ahead and let them take it away. Here we go.
Bank for International Settlements. The number of new central banks increased, particularly after the establishment of the Bank for International Settlements at Basel early in 1930, when central reserve banks, more or less independent of the governments of the countries in which they were situated, sprang up like mushrooms all over the world amid a chorus of approval from deluded governments and people whom these banks were intended to reduce to servitude.
All right, so as you can see, we started back here from 1693, okay? So 1693, they set this up and they just moved forward with their plan. Plan was going pretty dang good, you know what I mean? They're basically using central banks to make you use their currency. You're not using gold and silver, you're using their currency. So every time they set up a central bank, you got to use their currency, and then they charge you interest on the currency, and then once they do that, then they get to control how the economy goes up, down, smiles, or frowns. So then we fast forward all the way here to 1930, and we're going to continue with the understanding of the BIS.
The original purpose of the BIS was to facilitate German reparations payments in terms of the Treaty of Versailles. But once the artificially contrived Great Depression started to take effect and the National Socialists assumed power in January 1933, all payments ceased and the BIS had to find a new direction, viz. The fostering of monetary cooperation. In reality, the BIS guides and directs the centrally planned global financial system through the central banks of each country, of which 60 are affiliated to it.
Now that does look like the Tower of Babel if you know anything about it, or if you do any research into, like biblical stuff. It looks like the Tower of Babel. That's just me though.
The headquarters of the bank are in Basel, Switzerland, and they are currently housed in an ugly 18-story building which looks like the cooling tower of a power station.